Hello and welcome, it's Pete here again, and it's another Seth Apter technique video. Now, I don't know if you've seen Seth's overview, maybe that's why you're here. If you haven't, go and check it out, it's marvelous and it'll tell you all about the products in his collection. Today, I'm going to show some kind of newish techniques using the embossing folder which comes with the collection. There are so many different techniques with embossing folders, but it's always nice to find something new, and I think it's Seth's approach to what he does that pushed me that little bit further, to look for something new and slightly different. So we're going to get messy, we're going to have some fun. Let's get cracking. Let's take a quick look at the new collection from Seth. Now, if you look at Seth's overview, he will be able to explain this so much better than I ever will. But you've got the three words. This is word wafers number 1, which suggests that there may be a number 2 coming at some point. But obviously you're getting the words and you're getting the corresponding letters, but you can use the individual letters as well. You know, you can make, there's so many words you can make out of those. It's unbelievable. Then we have borderlines. Now these are a perfect matchup again for the words. So many elements going on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's just the borders. But then you've got these 4 very distinct individual pieces. Use them together, use them independently, use them alongside the words, use them alongside waffles, which I love this because it's not about that. It's about cutting it in half, cutting a little section out, using maybe 4 of those. It's about the pieces in between as well. You're getting so much with this die. I'm glad it's this big because it gives me lots and lots of creative possibilities, and I can trim this down to the size that I want. Now, tracks. This one, put that on top of that, or however you want. You've got these bits as well and the background. So much potential. You can cut bits out of this as well. You can cut bits out of that. You don't just look at it like this piece. It's what you can do with this, how far you can take it. And the creative possibilities are pretty much endless, but not just by itself, but in conjunction with all of the other dies in this wonderful, wonderful collection. So here you can see we've got these pieces, but also the black, that is a die, the outside as well. So it's the outside and the inside. You could even die cut the black and then take this one and die cut into that shape, or you can mat and layer them. It's about creating those wonderful layers. Twisters, this is the last of the dies in the collection. Use them independently, use them together. It's just a really, really cool. We've done so much good stuff with that one, and it's nice to have things that are horizontal and vertical and things that are circular. I know Seth loves circular motifs. Whatever you see in those, that's how it should be, absolutely. Finally, dot matrix. Now this wonderful multi-level embossing folder, this is what we're going to be looking at this today, because there are so many ways that you can use this. There are so many ways that you can use this with those dies, and I'm going to show you a couple of techniques which are a slightly different spin on what's been done already, but I think they're pretty cool. So without further ado, let's bring in my Big Shot machine. And I'm so used to using different machines down here, but I thought I'm going to bring, this is my Big Shot. You can see it's battered, it's bruised. I want to show you the plates because they are used, well, there's still loads of life in them, but they're coming to the point of being opaque. So, you know, I can get new plates at any time, but I don't. I will persevere for these. I think there's another 6 months life in these. And bear in mind, sometimes I'm using those 8 hours a day. Now, but we're talking about embossing. We are talking about our dot matrix embossing folder. And I'm going to take my cardstock, lift it out for a second. I'm going to spritz it. The reasons for which, if you've watched any of my videos, you will know chapter and verse, but spritzing the cardstock allows the fibers to stretch and you get a super, super crisp, deep emboss. Now, I'm going to place that inside like so and close that up. Then I'm just going to put it through here. Now, I know that I only need one cutting plate. Why? Because it tells me on my platform. So it's always there for me. And wind it through. And back again. It's always nice to do it twice with a multi-level or a 3D embossing folder for a really top-notch emboss. Let's take that out of shot for a second and open this up. Now, of course, we're working on black, so this is going to be quite hard to see. So we're going to show you a technique now to bring the best out of that. And I'll put that just to one side, and here's one that I did earlier. Now, this one, obviously, the reason I've switched it out is because this is bone dry. Now, I'm also going to use these wonderful chalk acrylics from Paperartsy. Thank you so much to Leandra at Paperartsy for sending me not only a bunch of acrylics, but also some of Seth's stamps, which are incredible. They shall be well used and well loved. And incidentally, if you check out below, there will be a link to Pepper. Look what came with my order. Isn't that wonderful? But yeah, go and check out Paperartsy. Not only is Seth a licensed artist, but there are so many different styles, but they're a company with real integrity. I love this stuff, and I love these acrylics. And there's a special feel to these bottles. I don't know what it is. I'm not even going to ask, but it works for me. Right, so we've got turquoise and fuzzy cactus. Now, these are opaque inks, and I'm going to take a bit of each, place it onto my media mat, which is an absolute godsend when you're working with acrylics, this media mat. There we are, so two nice colors there. Now, I'm gonna bring my brush in. Any old brush, doesn't matter. You could even use for this purpose, you could use a sponge, you could use a cloth, doesn't really matter. But I wanna get plenty on here. But look, I'm not completely flooding it. See the black coming through there? That's fine, and we're going to do something else with this in a second, not just leave it like that. In truth, that's pretty cool as it is. In truth, I don't need to do much more, but I am. And what I'm going to do is take this. Now, this is a damp cloth, okay? This is a damp cloth. And don't think, you can't do this with paper towels. It doesn't quite work the same. So I'm taking this cloth, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush it across there. So it's lifting the color off. Now these acrylics dry so quickly. So you'll notice this sort of semi-dry already. So I'm actually cutting through them and lifting it off, and it's giving me see where it's gone from the center there. So it's physically lifting that off. You need to get this in water straight away, by the way. There we are, but I'm leaving that underneath. Okay, look, and all these black areas here, it's taking it away. I'm leaving some, I'm adding more. But then what you can do, you've got that on there. I could take a brayer, and I'm going to reach down and grab my brayer. I hadn't planned to do this, but what the heck. And I can apply that to the top, like so. Let's get some of that lovely yellow as well. So, oh, there you go. Now we're cooking. But look at that. Look at that. And that's such a simple technique. Such a simple technique, but so effective, so random. I could do that a million times. It's never going to look the same. It's going to look similar, but never quite the same. I do have one other color, and this is rusty. This is a translucent acrylic. And I'm going to pop some on there, spritz it with some water. Okay, so let's water that down. You see, I'm picking up some of the other colors as well. Doesn't matter, don't care, not important. And let's bring that down. Oh, now we're cooking. So that looks like kind of a rusty patina dripping down. If you got too much or not enough, just lift it off. Just leave it to make a stain. But that is, I wish we had the original so we could look back at the two, but basically 5 minutes ago, that's what we started with. it's a wonderful industrial effect and just one of the wonderful techniques that you can do with these. I'm going to do another one. So, oh, you lucky people. So let's take this away. I'm going to clean that up now. This cloth, obviously, it's going to live to fight another day. So I need to get that straight in my bowl of water, which is behind me. So then it doesn't stain. It just washes out. It's water-based. And the cloth, as I say, is damp. Same with the brush. That is going to go into water once it's done. And let's get most of that paint out anyway. So, my medium mat, the Sizzix medium mat, if you haven't seen this before, it really is a godsend. It rolls up, it cleans up, whether you're using acrylics, whether you're using distress inks, distress oxide, anything. You know, you can use these little things here to add paint into. You can put your ink pads in there and smooch them, pick them up. Watercolorists use these now. They're absolutely cool. So yeah, if you don't have one, you need to get one in your life. Now next, we're talking jelly plates. Have you used a jelly plate? If you have not, then why not? It's the most wonderful, wonderful thing. And this is what it looks like. So you may have heard of jelly plates. This is for mono printing. They come in different thicknesses, different sizes, but they're so cool. But I'm going to have to work quickly now, so let's reach behind me and bring my machine, because I'm going to have that by the side of me. Let's move this across so it's all in shot. Right, I'm going to apply some acrylic. And we go with those two colors, same as we had before, fuzzy cactus and turquoise. And let's take a little fuzzy cactus there, and we'll go directly onto the jelly plate. Okay. Now I'm going to roll this out. Oh my God! Seth did a wonderful video using a jelly plate, which I watched recently. Probably the inspiration for what we're about to do, actually. And let's put that to one side. Now, as I say, this it's going to dry. So what I want to do, I want to work really, really quickly. I'm pressing my embossing folder into the jelly plate, so that acrylic is transferring now to my embossing folder. And there's my cardstock. It's been pre-spritzed. So I'm going to put that through the machine. But remember, all the time while I'm talking, it might be drying, so I need to work really quickly. And there we are. And it's always exciting. But look what I've done. See, the foot of my machine is actually gone on the jelly plate. But hey, you know what? Doesn't matter, because what I'm going to do now is take another piece of card. I'm going to put that over there, like so. Let's see how this turns out. This is the beauty. These jelly plates. Oh, I don't know what we did before them, but look at this. Now look at that. That is a work of art. Come on. And that's where the foot of my machine went. But, what's not to love? There you go. Thank you. Now, jelly plate again. I'm going to wash that straight off as well. But let's have a look. Wow. Check that out. Let's bring my jelly plate back in. Let's pick up some more. Let's see if we've got any wet paint on there, because I'm going to use that paint. And I'm going to go over the top. There you go. There's some coming through. Let's take it a little bit more. I should have done this before I did that, actually. But there you go. We live and learn. It's just a shame that we have to learn when we got the camera switched on. There you go. So I'm going. This is the beauty of a multi-level. Look at what happens. There you go. Isn't that great? The way it's picking up that detail, the high points in the folder. Wow. Really, really cool. Again, now I could use the stain. I could use this. I could apply some of this rusty, but I'm not going to. I think that's enough. Now let's look at what we've done side by side. That one piece about the foot of my big shot machine, that is going to be used again and again and again. And I want to show you some other little pieces as well. I'm just going to lay these out. You know, using similar techniques, using different colors of acrylic. This is a tag obviously use the Gelli plate to apply the color, and you can see where I've wiped it off there, or maybe sanded it back. I've done that with some of these. 2 colors there. I actually applied the acrylic to the card before embossing and then wiped it over. This one, Distress Oxides, applied to my embossing folder prior to running through the machine. There you go, different colorways. Very industrial, very rusty. There's some stamping in there. You see this one, I've rubbed away so much, it's actually lifted part of the card. It's actually broken through the card there. We've got some crackle paste there. That's got a lovely kind of patina. I'm just flashing these out now. So many ways of using this incredible embossing folder. And I hope you enjoyed the 2 that I've just shared with you now. Cool techniques, very simple, same colors, very different look, but lots of fun. Well, there we are. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I've washed my hands. I'm ready to go again. So I love that embossing folder. I love the fact that it's a multi-level. I love the fact that it allows me to do techniques that I can't with a 2D or with a 3D. So, and I think you've seen a couple here today. If you want more inspiration, by the way, there's always YouTube, there's Instagram, all the usual places. Sizzix.co.uk, Sizzix.com, and don't forget Seth's website as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon.